Okay. I think we're good to start. I don't know. You might want to, I'll switch it over to the camera scene. And you can let me know if you think I need to turn that light back on. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's just a reminder that I'm not young and cute anymore when I look at myself. Don't get old. Sucks. Makes you feel more self-conscious in some ways, but less self-conscious in others.
Just make yourself smaller and then like just show off more things behind you too if you're ever worried about that.
That's not a bad idea. I'll probably dick around with that.
I wouldn't worry
later.
about it being that big, but that might also just be because of your whole like the resolution issue that you're having.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Yeah, I guess that's good.
Okay. I think the lighting is okay because when I had a light shining on my face, I looked kind of washed out.
Yeah, it looks fine.
I already look pasty because I don't ever go outside, but
cool. Welcome everybody to what is this, episode 0. We're still figuring things out. Podcast.
Yeah, we're definitely figuring this out.
Mom and Nico. This is a friendly family that's not so family friendly, as I like to say. We say I could say the HE double hockey sticks. I can't even talk right now. I'm all nervous. Like now that I know that this is like it's live, but it's like being recorded, I get all nervous and shit. What the fuck's going on? All right. Anyway, we can say shit. Fuck is what I'm saying. Anyway.
Yes. Yes.
Poop. All that stuff.
Definitely yes. Poop because we have Gemmer hang out and she likes the poop RP. So
Yeah.
We're terrible.
But yes, this is actually my mom too. I always have to clarify that. None of that online mommy BS. I ain't simping and things. No, this is actually my mom. The reason why I play video games was likely because mom made me play games back.
Yeah, well, it was what I like to do. I blame your dad. I absolutely blame your dad. It is his fault, 100% his fault. I never would have gotten into video games if he didn't spend all that money on the Super Nintendo when I was pregnant with you. I was so pissed. Yep. I was so pissed.
He didn't want to. He wanted to keep you distracted. He didn't want to do it. He's like, here's a Nintendo. Pregnant with them. Here you go.
It was like,
and it worked.
He legit said, I want you to have something to do when you're at home by yourself, because I got to a point where when I was pregnant, I couldn't work because the job that I had was on my feet. And when it was like the last couple months, when I was pregnant with you, I gained 55 pounds. Okay. That's a lot. People don't usually gain 55 pounds. I gained 55 pounds. I could not stand all day. So, he was like, well, let me buy this thing so that you have something to do when you're at home by yourself. And I was like, we can't afford this. What the hell am I going to do? I don't play video games. Video games are for guys. They're not for girls. Like I had that really bad sexist ideas about video games back then. But he bought it and I could either not play with it, which would be stupid, right? It'd be really stupid.
Waste of money.
Right. He wasted all this money. Yep. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll play with it. And the next thing you know, I was completely addicted, just completely addicted. So it's all his fault. Yep. It is his fault. 100% his fault.
Now fast forward 30 years and here we are chilling and talking about games and things.
Yep. And we talk about games all the time. We hardly talk about anything else.
That's why I wanted to make this platform to like actually like have it recorded and spaced out somewhere. I feel like other people could like some of the things we talk about. Some of the things we talk about, I feel like this gets kind of interesting or whatever. But yeah. What have we been playing this week?
Oh look, there's Wine Drate right in the front.
Wine Drated up. Oh yeah. Oh, big part for mom too. Mom's a big whiner. A big wino. Mom's whining all the time.
I love wine. I go to wine tastings. I go to wine pairings. I go visit vineyards. All that fun stuff.
Yeah, I went to one with mom. It's cool. The vineyard thing. It's cool. Anyway, wine nerds. We're also game nerds.
Yeah.
What have we been playing lately?
Nightingale.
Nightingale. We were just streaming Nightingale. We were playing Nightingale. Had Power was a big hit that came out. Oh, that's kind of like the big thing. I feel like that's a big, probably gonna be the theme of this video. Is like, what's up with survival games?
All
right
these
now?
survival games, like Enshrouded is really good. Pal World is really good.
Yep.
Nightingale is really good. Sons of the Forest finally has 1.0. We have not tried it since 1.0 came out, so I'm actually really curious about that. It's a plan.
Yeah. So many freaking and they all play differently too. Like they're all very different survival games. This is kind of making me think about it actually. Survival games are almost kind of like this new way. It's almost the new platform for playing with your friends that isn't PvP, like PvE co-op. I almost always nowadays seems to be survival. Like that's just like the baseline use, and it kind of like works. It kind of like just dawned on me a few days ago. Like that seems to just be the thing these days. If it's not like wave shooting, like zombie-esque things, like Helldivers that just came out too, a part of that list of games recently. If it's not like that side of things, I feel like it tends to be like a survival kind of style of some sort, or crafting and things.
Yeah, people can like build stuff, and it's not like this is new or anything. We've had these building crafting games going on for a while, but I feel like now there's more of the survival ones, because before there was stuff like Satisfactory.
Yeah, they have more like an adventure now. It's not just like just build a whole factory up. It's like, oh, go like see what the world is out there and get things.
Yeah,
that's a big part of Nightingale. I'm noticing now too. And Nightingale's pretty cool. I guess we just fuck it. We just start with Nightingale as far as games go and things. Since we were just playing it fresh in mind. Yeah. That game has a rough fucking intro.
Oh yeah. And the tutorial is terrible. The game is not good at teaching you things. So there's that. But aside from that, I really like Nightingale. I have been hyped for Nightingale since it was announced, because Nightingale was, when it was announced, it was like a survival game made by ex-BioWare people. And I am a huge Dragon Age fan. I still have not played Mass Effect. It's on my list, in all of my free time. Ha ha ha. But I absolutely love Dragon Age. So when I found out that there was a survival game being made by ex-BioWare devs, I was like, oh my God, I'm following this. And I told Nico, we have to play it. And our first stream of it was interesting.
Yeah, I was raging because, like, dude, if you're like familiar with survival games, you get this certain amount of confidence, I feel like, going in, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a warning. You're like, okay, I got it, and it just destroys you because it's a terrible tutorial, honestly, and terrible beginning.
And it's hard.
It's just rough. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's just ridiculously
really
rough.
Unforgiving. The beginning is extremely unforgiving.
But like once you first get geared up and everything, and you're kind of just getting like that first kind of gathering of things, everything's really chill and everything and whatnot. And I feel like too, as far as survival games go and how we're talking about how like there's so many different kinds, I feel like going through the tutorial and getting up to that point of being geared up, if you don't like that style of like adventuring and you are more of the crafting side of things, you might not like this game. And so then you'll quickly figure out that you don't like it, which is fine because we have other ones to play too. But I think Nightingale actually is one of those ones where you actually get a really quick vibe of the game pretty quickly. Just get past the tutorial though. Get past the tutorial. Like
Have you seen some of the shit people are building though? This thing is great for people who like to craft. You just have to get there. That's the problem.
It's a really long entry, I guess.
Yeah, seems like it. Like we're struggling right now. We're trying to figure out how do we make uncommon.
I'd argue that all survival crafting games are like that too, where it's like true. 10 hours or like 50 hours is super different than where you're at right now at like 5 hours.
That's true. That's true.
And if anything, that's one detriment to us, like not having a lot of time to stream and playing so many freaking games, is we never actually like, I feel like, get super fully fleshed out in any one survival game. Well, like
in any game, period, not even survival.
Yeah, game. Any game, period. True.
I wish I didn't like so many games, because then I would be able to focus on them more.
Yeah, dude, how do you guys do it? Like, how do y'all on the fucking internet seem to just play one game? I feel like we're a dying breed of gamers that just like actually play a bunch of different things and try to keep up. It's so hard.
Yeah, it really is hard. Like, I'm glad my kid's grown up. I don't have to deal with driving anyone to school or making sure anybody's doing their homework. So one nice thing about being a middle-aged older adult is that I am now done with all of that shit. So I can just put all of my free time to video games, which is really nice. Yeah. But but even still, I have a day job. I have like stuff to do. So I don't know how people do it. I don't know. I'm
Crazy.
jealous. I want more time to play games.
Yeah. What else about? Anything else about Nightingale in particular?
Not really. It's in early access, so it is a little bit sometimes
they'll
buggy.
be working on it. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of quality. There actually is a lot of quality of life things. Oh, there was that one thing where like basically it seemed like when you play co-op with a friend, it seems to like low-key make a dedicated server, because mom started the server last time we played, but I was able to start the server without her there. It was already saved for there, and then mom joined me after the fact. So it's like, it looks like Nightingale has low-key these like dedicated server system going on. So like that's super fucking cool.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that.
I was like, that was really impressive.
Yep.
In my opinion. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, what other survival games have you been playing? How's Enshrouded be the next one? That one's like kind of similar in a sense. It's like adventure-y, I feel like.
It is adventure-y, and I want to play more of it because I really like the class system, or the kind of the there's like an ability tree, and you can put points as you level up. You put points, and so like I've been putting points in survival so that I can run faster, have more stamina, better stamina regen. But then I also really want, I have like sword and shield so that I can block and do extra things, but I also really want to get magic. It's really neat. I want to play more of it, but I have not had time.
Yeah, that one's had like probably the most attention from us of the games lately.
Yep.
I do like the more combat focus on that stuff.
Yep.
That one seems like if you're more into like the combat side of things and playing survival games, you'll really like Enshrouded.
Yeah, I definitely like games where I fight stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why, although I've enjoyed games like Satisfactory and other building type games where I like them, but I don't ever stick with them, because then I end up just being frustrated that
get kind of bored. You want like that combat.
Yeah, I like to switch up stuff, and there's a little bit in some of those, but it's not a focus. It's not a focus. Like creating some kind of automated machine to do things, like that's more the focus in those types of games. Whereas in Enshrouded and also in Nightingale, combat is important. So I like, that's what I like. And then what's the other one? Pal World. That's the third one.
Pal World. Everybody
likes
talking about Pal World. Everyone loves that. Waiting for Nintendo to ban them or whatever. Sue them.
Yeah.
Everyone's just mad. I feel like Pal World is what fucking Pokemon kids have been wanting for a while. Like this kind of open world-esque with friends, capture Pokemon kind of thing.
It is kind of fun, but my frustration with it is the kind of back to that factory idea where... Yes.
I think that's like, you don't realize that that's what the game is like.
Yeah, I have spent years of my working life managing people. I don't want to manage pals.
Yeah,
that's work.
It's just more work. Yeah,
I don't want to work. But I do enjoy Pal World still, but I'll never get super... Nothing I do in Pal World's ever going to get particularly deep or anything, because I am just not willing to put in that time to manage people.
To be fair, there's the adventuring side that we can still do and everything
and it's fun.
too. But you can tell there's a big factory-esque, like that factory kind of baseline ultimately that you're leading to.
And you have to make sure that your pals don't get injured or sick.
Yeah, and maintaining the factory.
It's management. It's project management.
Yep.
Which I like, but I'd rather get paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like different people play games for different reasons. Like some people like to kind of play those kind of worky kind of games and stuff like that. And everything. Like how mom just plays 0 freaking PvP games. Fun fact.
Yep. No PvP games.
mom used to be like, just would like be traumatized fighting anything related to like humans in MMOs, even like not like humanoids.
I will
Humanoid
never,
NPCs.
I will never forget the first time I accidentally killed a guard in EverQuest. I was so upset. I was like, oh my God, I killed a guard. And it's an NPC. It was not an actual player, but I was in a hostile place because I like to play evil races. I guess you're not supposed to call them evil races anymore, but I played a Shadow Knight, I played a Dark Elf, and Dark Elves are hated by the humans, and they're hated by the High Elves, and they're hated by a lot of different factions in EverQuest. EverQuest's faction system was really interesting. But I was walking around, I can't remember what zone I was in. I wasn't in a town, I was just out in a field somewhere, and I saw this person walking towards me, and I didn't really realize, and then they started attacking me. So I attacked back. And it was a guard, and I killed him, and I was so upset. I think I called up Snape or something, and I was like, oh my God, I killed a guard. And he was like, it's okay. And I logged out of the game. I was so upset about killing a human in a game because I didn't do that. You know?
Yeah.
I
So
could kill
funny to
monsters.
It's so funny to think like actually freaking out over a kill just in a
Yeah.
game. For someone like me, and just a common millennial and younger age group, I feel like that's pretty normal. But I remember seeing mom react to those things. What made you actually like get used to doing it? Because I don't remember what it was. Because I remember when I was growing up, you still didn't like, you would avoid it. I remember, I think if you really had to, you'd make me do it if I remember maybe. But like, what made you regularly get over that part? Do you
playing
remember?
games like World of Warcraft.
Oh, you just kind of had to.
Because there's certain points where you end up doing quests that you have to kill humanoids. And eventually I just got used to it. But to this day, still, I won't kill other players. I won't do it.
Unless provoked in a PvP space or something.
Yeah,
you
it
have
has
like
happened.
that's happened in like MMOs. Sometimes you can't avoid it, or they like fucking attack your base and things.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Like, I can probably count the number of times I've killed another player on one hand.
Yeah.
Because I just don't.
And it was probably defending your honor with everybody else kind of thing. It wasn't just like a rando like, let me go and jump fight this guy. Nah, they attacked us kind of thing.
I was hanging out in
hanging
out in Thunder Bluff. I was playing a Tauren druid, and there was a shadow priest hanging out with me. We were just minding our own business, right? But the Alliance kept coming up on the elevator. It cracks me up that they just ride up on the elevator. So the shadow priest was standing there, and then I was in cat form, and I would stealth. And then this Alliance person just kept coming up and kept trying to attack. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He was probably bored. But then we would just tag team on him. I'd sneak up behind him, backstab, you know. It was fun. I kind of enjoyed it, but that's one of the only times that I've ever PvP'd. Like, oh, I did do what were those things called? It wasn't not capture the flag. What was the other? There were a couple.
Oh, yeah, Arathi Basin.
Is it Arathi Basin?
Like I don't remember. There's some kind of like you do it in groups. Like
I think
Horde
it was
versus
Arathi
Alliance.
Basin. And because at the time, during whatever expansion that was it was a cheap way to get epic gear because I didn't raid, I didn't do dungeons. So it was a cheap and quick and easy way to get purple gear. So that's the other time that I ever PvP'd kind of regularly was Arathi Basin.
Were there daily locks for PvP? I'm just thinking about getting gear today, and I always bitch about like everything's dailies. Or could you just farm it all at once?
You could just keep doing those stupid
God,
things.
dude, I fucking miss video
Battlegrounds
games.
or whatever.
I miss video games and farming everything at once and just getting it over with. I so miss that.
Yeah, but sometimes I
well.
get tired. Like that's my problem that I ran into with playing in Dondoko Island today on in Infinite Wealth was that you can just stay there and keep grinding it through. But I was getting bored and frustrated. Not bored, but like tired. I don't want to do this. I need to take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, what other games have we
We're
been
talking
playing?
about games. Yep. Got a little on the tangent.
we keep getting this. It's so easy. I am the queen of tangents. I am the queen of tangents, and I inherited this from my mother. Anyway, Helldivers 2.
Yep. That we have played.
That game is so fun. Holy shit, I am so bad at it, and it stresses me out. But that game is fun. You want something fun to play with your friends? Play Helldivers 2.
True. You'd be killing each other all the time.
Yep.
But it's fine. You just laugh it off.
I don't know how many times when we were playing, was it yesterday? I don't know how many times I saw killed by Nico Kaiju on my screen.
Oops.
Because you know, I'd run in front of his gun, or he does an airstrike, or something. Yep. Killed by Nico Kaiju. Super fun.
Yeah, game is fun. Trying to think like anything in particular about Helldivers. It's just a fun co-op game, period.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's even a fun game that you can play even if you're not like that great at shooters and things too. And you like playing with friends or whatever. Like if you, as long as you're familiar, like if you're new to games, I wouldn't be like, go play Helldivers or whatever. But like, I feel like a lot of people are scared of games where you can kill friends because they're like, oh, that must be hard. People care too much about difficulty. It's a great game to play with friends, period. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have much more else to say about it. I've been enjoying the crappers out of it though.
Well, it's like my buddy from college came to visit over the weekend, and I went out to dinner with him and his wife, and we were talking about games. He plays Destiny. He plays PlayStation, and he plays Destiny and Destiny 2 with this one friend. And he's like, yeah, we started playing Helldivers 2. And he's like, it's so hard. We just keep dying, but we're just having so much fun with it. So, and I don't know. My friend's not super hardcore into video games. He likes video games, but he's not super hardcore into video games. So, and even he's enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm curious how high of a difficulty we'll get together in Helldivers 2. Because disclaimer, mom's bad at shooters.
I gotta play more in order to get better at it.
True.
But it's not something that I'm gonna play by myself because it's
for sure.
too hard. Yeah.
And it's a game too where like I feel like a lot of the action shooters are like especially more shooters with more things to pay attention to than just like aiming and shooting. Mom gets tired very quickly just because you have to focus up like so much playing that game or whatever. So like in an hour or two you're just like exhausted. Not ready to go for like 5+ hour sessions and stuff.
Nope, I can't do that.
At it. Yeah.
Anything that requires a lot of focus and concentration, I just get tired.
Yeah.
You know, Snape doesn't even keep up. He's like, when he played, what the hell did he play with us? Last Epoch? He played Last Epoch with us the other night. He played for 3 hours, but he was like, "Oh my god, I am exhausted. I don't know how you guys. I don't know how you guys can play for that many hours all at once."
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it was this was on Saturday, not on Wednesday. Sorry, wrong day.
Good time to mention, I guess, if for video people or people not around for stream, whatever. We mentioned Snape a lot. No, Mom and I do not personally know Severus Snape. That just like
I wish.
magically walks into our house, or actually, I'm not there. Both of our houses. Snape is the name of my stepdad / mom's husband. The reason why it's Snape is because I guess WoW, was it WoW or EQ?
He's been using the Snape as a character name since World of Warcraft.
Yeah. And I remember too, he used to actually sell the epic purple shirts that you could wear in WoW, and people would buy it because it specifically said made by Snape. So if you're one of those people on there, dude, fucking, if you're one of those people out there, fucking let me know. I want to see if the people still exist, but probably
people
not.
Knew Snape's purple shirts. It was really funny because they would see him and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, you make the shirts."
Yeah,
it is very bizarre, but yeah. So he uses the Snape character name a lot in video games.
Yep. So we basically just nickname him Snape.
Yep. And he's a huge Alan Rickman fan. He and I were both very sad when he passed away. But yeah, huge Alan Rickman fan. It's funny because I don't think Snape's really that much of a Harry Potter fan. He's more of a
Alan Rickman specifically.
Fan.
Yeah. Yep. Actually, that's so true. Loves him in all the different movies he's been, but like doesn't really know the Harry Potter lore much.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, it's so funny because Snape's kind of a shy guy too, and with the name like Snape, people in MMOs will like message him and like in general chat, and he like doesn't notice or doesn't know what to say back.
Yep. He's gotten a little better at it because he'll just he'll respond with, oh, what is it that Snape says? Naturally? Is it naturally?
Something he'll have like go-to phrases or something, or like quotes. Yeah.
He has a couple
that works
that he uses. But what I always find fun is when we go into a dungeon or something in Final Fantasy 14 and somebody starts going, Snape, Severus Snape, and then somebody else starts Dumbledore, and then it just turns into like this whole thing in chat. It's great. I like that. It's fun. I love that video. That video is ridiculous, and I love it.
The days of internet memes before they were called memes.
Yeah, that's a super funny video. Of course, I'm also easily amused.
True. Are there any other games? What else have we been? Recent games.
Infinite Wealth.
Infinite Wealth. Yeah, I forgot about that shit.
I mean, we got to talk about that. We live in Hawaii.
Yeah, so Infinite Wealth. Freaking Kasuga gets washed up in Hawaii, or not washed up, but he ends up in Hawaii.
Washed up is not that far from accurate. True. Honestly.
True.
I'm still amused. I'm still amused by the Big C when you go to Dundoko Island and you catch a cockroach and how they have it like pixelated out and everything.
Yeah, they don't call it a cockroach. They call it the Big C, and it's pixelated.
I find that absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's true because when you see those giant B-52 flying cockroaches here, it makes everybody scream. Like, I don't know, it's hilarious. So I can kind of understand it. I think it would be funny if there was like some kind of boss or something to fight this giant cockroach.
I hope there is one. I gotta finish up the game. Hope there's some kind of swarm of roaches or a big roach boss.
That would be funny. I would laugh a lot because roaches.
Infinite Wealth, great freaking game if you like the first Like a Dragon. They do a really good job at making turn-based like really fun and engaging, which I find like a lot of people struggle with, and JRPGs are kind of struggling these days to keep their things modernized or whatever. Is a very good like modern turn-based RPG. It keeps it.
Yeah,
like,
I would agree.
And like your position on your attacks matter, so it kind of gives you it's really good at keeping you engaged, despite technically being a turn-based RPG, which normally has a lot of struggles at keeping people engaged and stuff, especially in these days of our TikToks and fucking 5-second like dopamine hits of whatever constantly. But yeah, and that game's, and if you know Yakuza series in general, it's just super wacky, like funny ass, like the over the top, like kind of Japanese humor and stuff. But then at the same time, like the Yakuza gets super freaking serious, like over the top serious, but in a way that'll keep you so engaged and you'll be laughing your ass off saying like, this dude's a dumbass. And then like 5 minutes later, just like bawling over that same guy for some reason, probably feeling so sorry for him. Like it's so good. The stories in those games are so good.
Yep.
So engaging.
I'm happy that they're finally coming west, because for the longest time, the Yakuza series was one of those things that most of them were not brought over. You'd get one here and there or whatever, but if you really wanted to play Yakuza games, you needed to import them. And I'm so glad that they...
Holy shit, I forgot about importing games.
Right?
Having a Japanese console. Oh my God. Mom was crazy enough to always have like Japanese PS2 or whatever the hell.
Yep. I had a Japanese PS2. I had a Japanese PS3. Did I have a Japanese PS3? I don't remember.
Mom was also a huge JRPG nut, kind of going into majority of games early on, I feel like, too.
Yeah,
So you
it's
played
pretty
a
much
lot
the
of
only thing I
Japanese
played.
games. Played Kingdom Hearts originally in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny because we actually stuck to the original Keyblade until like one of the final levels because we didn't know we could switch
We didn't know
weapons
you
because
could upgrade your
we
weapon.
couldn't really understand the game that well. So
Yeah, that was bad. We should have
that
gotten an
was so
achievement for that,
funny.
man.
That was so funny, honestly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still I buy a lot fewer collector's editions and things like that, but that was the other thing too. Like when I would import games from Japan, I not only would I be importing the game, I'd be importing the collector's edition or something. So like oh, and one time it wasn't even a game. Final Fantasy VII. What was that movie? What was the Final Fantasy VII movie?
Advent Children?
Advent Children had this like crazy $250 or $300 box with the DVD. This was before Blu-rays, I think. Came with a statue of Cloud and his awesome motorcycle. But yeah, but that was import only. That was definitely one of those things that I would buy.
Mm.
But I also have collector's editions of Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3 imports. I still have them too. Yeah,
Damn,
it's
we
kind
gotta
of
show
crazy.
them off sometime.
I do.
Because you have that whole room basically. I'll have you take a picture or something. Maybe I'll just show like a quick pic that you can just take of that room of just all the different boxes of collector's editions and guidebooks too. Which is kind of cool,
we've actually gotten rid of quite a few. We've been selling. Especially the guidebooks. we've been selling them off because
that's good. Make space.
I need to make space, honestly.
Yeah.
And I tease Nico all the time, but really my main kind of driving force behind trying to get rid of a lot of our excess stuff and collectibles is that I really don't want Nico to be overwhelmed and stressed out when I die. So I'm trying to minimize it. There are certain things that I'm never going to get rid of. So you're still going to have to deal with a whole bunch of shit.
Just give me the ones that are eBay easy. Thanks.
I will probably never sell any of my Final Fantasy collectibles, so you'll have to deal with that. Yep. Kingdom Hearts, I don't sell Kingdom Hearts things.
Yeah, I like Kingdom Hearts. It's all good. I'm not worried.
And I don't sell anything Tuxedo Sam.
That's fine.
You'll be able to, I bet you when I'm dead, you can just find a Sanrio collector. And
honestly,
be like,
I'd be like, I need a tuxedo or a Tuxedo Sam or Sanrio collector. Like my mom was a tuxedo fiend.
I have his box. Make me an offer.
Yeah, honestly.
But yeah, that's why we've actually been getting rid of a lot of our collector's edition things, is to make space, but also because I don't want you to have to deal with it when I'm gone.
Yay, thanks, Ma.
I think about you sometimes.
Yay. Crap, I was thinking there's something came across my mind and I left it, or it left my brain.
Left your brain?
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to talk about all these survival games that came out and everything. It's actually kind of a funny coincidence that we're starting this topic with survival games and whatnot, because survival games is kind of the reason why Mom doesn't only play JRPGs anymore, and we're bitching about all these games we're constantly playing. It's like when we first started stream years ago and stuff, it was survival games. Because I've noticed that, or I remember when I was playing, because I always played all kinds of games. Like, started with JRPGs for sure, but like played all kinds of things. But I noticed that survival games were a great way to get people to kind of play other things. What was the first one that we played? It was Raft, right?
Raft.
So I remember I was like, dude, this is an amazing entry point, like kind of survival. And Mom loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was
here we
fun.
are now playing all kinds of co-op games and things. It's crazy. Today, I feel like there's a game for everybody, honestly. Like, as long as you like digital entertainment, doesn't even have to be like, if you like even just watching TV, there's probably a game for you.
I think so.
So many different kinds.
I mean, my dad plays games. He plays like, mostly he plays solitaire, or he'll play Words with Friends, but
actual boomer, older than boomer.
Yeah, he's a silent generation, technically.
Yeah, he plays games technically. It's a game for everybody these days.
Yep. My mom does not. Well, she plays some stuff on her phone. Like she'll play those. She plays like this one that's kind of like Tetris. I'm like, why are you? There's better ones. But she also plays. She plays Wordscapes. So, and I know that she would like other games, but she and I have talked about it. She's like, I don't want to get hooked. I really don't want to get hooked because I know I will get hooked. I'm like, okay.
Fair. All
but
right,
then
Grandma.
she complains to me how she's bored. I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. I'm like, play games.
Some games.
I don't want to get hooked. Ugh.
All right. Go be bored, I guess.
Whatever. That's what moms do. Moms drive you crazy. That's just the long and the short of it.
Whether or not they play games with you, they drive you nuts.
Mm-hmm. That's a mom thing.
Kids do the same to the parents, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. They do. They absolutely do. But since we were talking about collector's editions and video games and things like that, you know what I have? I have an unboxing to do.
True. Forgot about that.
Hmm?
What are we unboxing? Are you going to say, or?
We are unboxing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so let me go grab the box. It's going to be kind of tricky to get it in the camera. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. So let me just go grab the box.
YouTube viewers, you'll have pictures or something, maybe.
Also, look at Puppy Torgal. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. Oh, his ear's kind of squishy. I love Puppy Torgal.
All right, Mom versus the box. Dude, Mom could just be in that box. That thing's huge.
Right? It's a humongous box.
Yeah. I haven't played any of the Final Fantasy VII things. I want to wait for all of it to come out. I feel like it's all going to come out. I'm not even going to fucking play it. There's going to be so many other games.
It's good.
There's going to be so many other games at the time, though. And then I'll be like, oh, later. And then at some point, maybe I'll play it all at once. Actually, I want to be at a point where I have like console setup and whatnot. Just because my current living situation, I don't have like much use of, or I'm not using the living room much. If I have like open space in the living room and everything, have the fucking console set up, I'll probably play more solo games then. Very bound to my PC at the moment.
I love how this game is just like, it's the game in a big box. It's a deluxe version, but it's not actually in the box. It's like separate. This has been getting really good reviews, by the way. Apparently it's super good. So
cool.
I am looking forward to playing it.
Fun.
Even though it's like the wrong kind of combat, but whatever. And yes, I'm totally going to go there.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see where they're going to keep going with Final Fantasy. Because I see them always talking about like, oh, we need to keep up with the youth too. So I'm curious what they think that means and what that translates to doing in the future.
Okay, so actually that brings up a really interesting question to me because people are really enjoying infinite wealth, right?
Exactly.
So what?
Why can't we do that?
Right. I don't understand. So why is this a thing? And I am not one of those people that's like, oh my God, Final Fantasy VII it sucks because it doesn't have that same kind of combat system. I mean, I prefer the other kind of combat system, but the new combat system is good. The one in Remake was good. I mean, I don't know, but why? If people are enjoying games like Infinite Wealth, why are they doing this? That's what I want to know.
I think they just need to keep experimenting until they get the right mark that hits the big audience that they want. This was probably not hitting enough people. I don't know. Hopefully they just if they just look at over like a dragon though, they could just take a few notes. Like that could work. I feel like that could totally work, man. Crazy.
Yeah, but like, okay. If I don't know, 7 is selling pretty well though, isn't it? Remake and Rebirth. Of course, it's not on PC yet. Did Remake come out on PC?
I don't know.
Shit, hang on. Let me look.
Wasn't it not enough to what they wanted though? Isn't that what they said? Or are they just always, is Sony always just going to be not satisfied with their freaking sales? Just always say that.
Okay, Remake is on PC, so eventually this is going to come. The Rebirth is also going to come on PC, but 16's still not on PC. I don't know. I think Square Enix is trying to figure out, they're still trying to figure out their shit. In fact, recently there was some kind of a thing, right? Because they were talking about trying to put focus. They closed a couple of their studios because they wanted to put focus because of the fact that games like Harvestella and whatever didn't do as well as they should have or something.
Figuring themselves out, I guess.
I think they really are. I think they just don't know. I think they don't know what players want, and I think they don't know what they want to do. Plus, also, I mean, let's face it, they're a big company. They need to worry about shareholders, stakeholders, and all that other fun stuff. They're
True.
also concerned about money.
True.
And much as we love to think that games are this great art form and everything else, which they are, the people who make them are trying to make money, and that's the reality of it. Whether we like that or not is irrelevant. That is the reality of gaming. It's not just some like cool. It's a big multi-billion-dollar industry now.
Yeah. Definitely is cool to see more small games these days because of how big things are in technology too, though. That's neat. And those be thriving. It's actually kind of crazy how we hear the title or we hear AAA, and it almost kind of like triggers everyone. I feel like these days you kind of expect a shit game, which is nuts because AAA is supposed to mean all this money invested into it.
Well, that's because we have quadruple A now.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. We got the quadruple A, which by the way, my PC couldn't even run. I gotta see that if it does later. But holy crap, my computer couldn't even handle the quadruple A. You know, I'm just a triple A fucking plebeian, I guess. Yeah, so interesting. But it's cool to see smaller companies or smaller people be able to make games that do super well. Some of my favorite games are like indie
Pal
games these
World's
days.
actually Pal World's a really great example of that.
True. Yeah,
Pal World
small.
is a small little dev team. I don't know if I'm going to open this because it's like a box in a box in a box.
Gotcha. Is there any cool design outside on that box?
Man, it's like all covered. I have to actually open it to look at it. I mean, it's a nice box, but you can't see Sephiroth.
Yeah.
It is Sephiroth, right? I think this is a Sephiroth statue. I don't
know.
even remember. I pre-ordered this thing so long ago, I don't remember.
Classic mom. That's right, mom's better now. I feel like mom used to get so much more.
Sorry, I'm like trying to open this so I'm not talking. Even if I were to talk, you probably wouldn't be able to hear me because I gotta crouch down just to be by the mic.
True. Get mom a headset so I can do all these unboxings and talk at the same time. Not just kidding. I don't want to. We're gonna get mom back into her old habits of getting all these collector's editions constantly. Mom's
Yeah, I can't afford that, man. I want to go travel.
It's too expensive. Yeah, exactly. Too many games too.
Okay, you know what? I'm definitely not going to fully open this because this thing has instructions.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, we're not messing with that.
His head's not attached, apparently. You have to add it.
Interesting.
But he's got the wings, and he's got the stand, he's got his body over here, and then his head over here. Yeah, okay, you know what? I would like to open this, but there's no way, not
Too
in this
spooky.
space. It's too small. And oh my god, when I unboxed the Final Fantasy 16 one, that one came with the statue of Ifrit. I had to find a YouTube video on how to put the fucking thing back into the box.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, because it was so weird and convoluted. So I'm not making that mistake ever again. So okay, I'm sad I can't share this, but this is not. I'm not going past
Not
this.
risking it. Not
nope.
risking it. Nope, not worth it.
Nope.
Collectors will understand. Nerds understand. Nerds
Yeah,
understand.
I sort of feel like that's true. And I don't have a place in this house to set up this kind of stuff. Like right now, when I buy these, they do end up just kind of, I keep them in a box and I keep the box inside of another box in order to protect it because I don't have a climate controlled and a humidity controlled place to show them off. It's one of those things that when Snape and I move, we'll probably deal with that at that point. But right now we can't.
No. Lots of humidity constantly here in Hawaii all year.
Yeah, I don't like to think about how many action figures and statues I've actually had to throw out because the humidity and the salt air completely ruin them.
Yep.
It's really depressing. So for those of you that live in nice climate control, or not climate controlled, but like nice kind of drier, no salt air places, consider yourself lucky. Hawaii is beautiful, but collecting comic books, collecting statues and action figures, not the best place. Not the best place.
Yep. Yeah, it's hard to AC too because we have the highest electricity rate out of the entire fucking nation. So,
yeah. What are we at? 40
something cents a kilowatt
40 cents,
hour?
40 something
We're like
cents a
triple
kilowatt.
most states,
Yeah.
basically.
It's insane.
So, yeah.
My electric bill
Paradise
every
tax.
month is almost $300. And I don't have air conditioning. So it's not like I'm running AC all day or anything. $300 a month I pay for electricity. It's crazy.
Yep.
I got to figure out how I'm going to put this box back in the box with the protective. It's got like this protective tissue paper around it too.
Damn. All right. Well, was there anything else? Shit. I don't know.
I think that's all the games that we're playing, right?
Yeah.
Playing anything else?
At
I
the
don't think
moment.
so. I think that pretty much covers it. Not sure if there was anything else that you wanted to chat about.
I got like random talking points. I feel like I'm just gonna keep adding random talking points and whatnot. I don't know where I'll put it. Maybe we'll have more chatting things too. Editor Nico can also figure out videos and things. I know we're talking about it in stream. I guess we should talk about this. Fuck it. Well, let's just go into this. The whole AI art misleading the shit out of a bunch of parents going to a Willy Wonka event. Just pull up. Oh, you might want to pull up my parsec. Maybe make it like a smaller screen and drag it in or something like that.
Okay, hang on.
Are you familiar with this?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
So you had mentioned it, and I was like, I have absolutely no idea what this is. So hang on, let me pull up.
That's one thing actually I find very interesting about having a gaming and internet mom. So mom's still a mom. At times, like she'll know the internet things or whatever. She'll know of it or its existence, but sometimes not know what it means and things. It's always a fun little like. I gotta be like. I sometimes like assume mom knows a thing, and they're like, "What is this? What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh shit! I gotta explain like this thing. Hold on, there's backstory. Let me explain." Like,
Is this it?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna put it
Like
over
above
our
our heads.
faces.
Okay, you just put it in the middle.
Okay. So yeah, do tell. What is this?
Yeah, so there was like, I guess I don't know if where the ad was exactly, but an ad to come to this like Wonderland thing, an event. And this was the pic. This and other pictures. I actually didn't do a lot of research and forgot to get all these pics. So sorry in advance. Not a lot of pics to go off of and whatever. But it had this like crazy AI art thing or whatever, and you went to the event, and apparently it was $45, and you went and took your kid to this. You went to this nice little Willy Wonka-esque event thing. Imagine, and like one thing I think about too is that a lot of parents that probably fell for this are ones that don't understand AI art. You know what I mean? And how scary, and that's what terrifies me about this. So you imagine just being so excited to go to like this thing and hyping it up with your kid, and then you just go to this dingy fucking thing. You just show up to this. I want to know what the parents talked about to each other.
That's really interesting because so when I saw the first image, right? The first image definitely, I mean, you could tell that that's not really what it was going to look like.
Yeah.
But I was thinking because I was like, this is clearly art. However, I was thinking that it would be more like those like the Van Gogh and the ones that they've had over.
Like, look at the fucking windows. Like, this is a fucking dingy warehouse.
Yeah,
and they just put a fake ass rainbow. Like, I feel like I'm about to get fucking murdered here. Like,
that's
if
so
I was
weird.
I actually wonder how many parents just turned away from this. Yeah, I think ultimately, if I remember correctly, I know there's other people who had videos of it, like fucking Charlie talks about it. Actually, you know what? Fuck it, let's show a little. I have a clip of like a little scene. Imagine being a kid and seeing this shit. This is one of the attractions of Willy Wonka. Like, what the fuck? Like, being a little child, like just seeing this shit, I would cry. Like, little kid me would fucking cry on the spot. I would beg mom to get me the fuck out of there. No, like, no. Like, that's fucking crazy. And you look at this, you can tell it's a very AI generated thing. It's so fucking weird because if you read the text and whatnot, you actually read it and cheering. It's probably supposed to be like enriching entertainment. Catting, live performances. This is Carchi tons. Excited, but yeah, it's like this. But like this whole concept, I think, is really fucking crazy because I feel like this kind of like scam is so easy. If you don't really get it. And like, okay, you could have easily have been like made this okay if it was like we were saying in the beginning, like it didn't have to be this. Right. But holy shit, like the fact that it was this. Oh wait, let me see if I can find. You guys can just look at my screen real quick. I'm gonna find the Willy Wonka. Gotta show the Oompa Loompa worker.
Is this because there was like a new movie or something? Was there a new show? I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
See, that's what I want to know. Like, I haven't heard anything about like.
Because I know that there was one that came out a little while ago, but it's not like super new, right?
All right. Here's the. What is it? Wait, let me find the picture. Here's a picture of an Oompa Loompa at the factory. That looks like a fucking meth lab, dude. Like
that does look like a meth lab.
And they do not look happy to be there either. But holy crap. New Willy Wonka's geared towards kids. Oh, true.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Yes,
I don't think it was.
So what I don't understand is like, what was the point of this? Like, I almost wonder. It almost feels like to me, as someone who like kind of like I feel like kind of gets the internet. It almost feels like someone had enough money and was troll enough and tried to do as much like away from it to see if it could just like if they could get away with it ultimately.
Maybe.
Like I don't even think the person. Yeah, I don't even think the person that, I don't think the person that actively like refunded everybody, because apparently everyone got refunded and everything. I don't even think whoever was there was necessarily like the main person. I feel like there was someone like way up top that did this for fucking shits and giggles and just AI fucking everything. Even down, and then there's like, I know there's videos, and I didn't grab them, find them or whatever, but there's like videos of like one of the actors too, where he was very confused going into the whole event too. Like they're one of the actors for the events and whatnot. But yeah, fucking nuts. Like, you imagine people getting scammed by like this just shows though like AI art is starting to just like bleed into more things.
So it's interesting to me though that the focus like that when you brought it up and also that the focus that you're talking about is AI art, where in this case, sure, the AI art has something to do with it, but this is actually just bad actors. This is bad people doing bad things.
True. Yeah.
And
for sure.
AI is not necessarily the culprit. Now, I am no fan. I am not a huge like I feel like AI is useful in certain contexts and things like that. I'm not one of those like, oh my God, AI is the greatest thing. I'm definitely not one of those people. But I do find that in the context that if people are talking more about the AI than they are about the fact that somebody was trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, I find that interesting, because to me, the more important well, at least from my perspective, the more important thing is the fact that a person tried to scam people, that a person tried to get away with this. Like, that
I think it's
actually is more
I don't
interesting
think that's
to me.
kind of the thing. I think it's more so the idea that we need to be aware of this is a new form of scams.
I think
thing.
that's a good. I think that's actually
That's
really
kind of
good
more
advice.
about it. But it's
That's really good
but
advice.
it's showing how scary AI is starting to get, because this is fucking easy. Like, anyone can make a picture like this.
Anyone
and
can
then
make
just
a
go off
picture.
with
It's
it.
true.
So
It's
it's
true.
just that's kind of the scary part. Is like, this is the new form of scams to watch out for. And this AI art that you're hearing about, look at it. This is actually starting to be used in really like bad ways and scamming people and stuff.
And I,
You probably can turn off my screen now.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I recently went, to a work conference, and one of the things that we actually talked about was how to use AI for our jobs. And they focused more on sales, on communication and things like that. But one of the big takeaways, or one of the things that they kept telling us about, was the fact that yes, AI is useful. Yes, AI can help you. But no matter what, like, let's say you're trying to draft an email and you use AI to help you come up with an email. Read that email, make edits, make it your own. Don't just hit the thing, because so many people just hit the thing and don't look at it. They just that's and that, I think that sort of related here too, in that it can be used to deceive. It can say wrong things. It can be incorrect. And people don't realize that. And I think this is a good example of it, actually. But yeah, a person did this.
Yes.
A person.
Ultimately, yep, that is a person. Did some dumbass stuff. Yeah, random internet news.
Yep. I'm fascinated that I completely missed out on this, that I did not hear anything about it. I'm kind of impressed by that, because I do follow internet and tech news.
I think that'll be another topic. Is I want to like talk to you about like, what are our algorithms like? It's like everyone lives in their own algorithm, and I feel like a lot of people think what is normal isn't really that normal. It's just normal in your algorithm.
Yep.
And people kind of forget that.
I don't know how many times you and I talk about stuff, and you're like, yeah, but da 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 da, and I'm like, I don't see any of that.
Hell? And back to you, same you to me, like this and that, and like, yeah, I've seen all these things. I'm like, I haven't seen a single thing about that.
Yep, exactly. Because we are all stuck in our own algorithms, and
kind of works out with mom and son being different generations too, so we're particularly separate in like what we consume.
Yep. I miss channel surfing on TV, because commercials on TV are just who pays for commercials. There's no algorithms there. My ads, my content is not being geared towards, wasn't being geared towards me back then, because it didn't exist yet. On the one hand, I like algorithms in that it is easier for me to find stuff that I need or that I want. And I like that. But on the other hand, sometimes I think I really miss out on stuff. I might miss out on something cool because it will never hit my algorithm.
Yeah.
So I'm always really, really grateful when you send me a song or something like, hey mom, check out this song, or hey mom, did you hear about this? Or, I love that, because my algorithm is extremely different than your algorithm, like really different than your algorithm. So speaking of algorithms.
Yep.
And like Snape's algorithm, his algorithm, he's like, he'll start telling me about something and I'll be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's on the news, it's everywhere. And I'm like, not in mine.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, fun stuff. Because I think you get frustrated with me for being oblivious to stuff, but then I get equally frustrated with you for being oblivious to stuff, because to me something is already there, and same for you, right?
Yeah. All right. I think I'm out of topics.
Okay. I can always come up with things to talk about.
True. I'll go on and on and on.
I
But
can
we
go
can-
on forever.
Yeah. I feel
But
like
we
this
are
is a
planning on
good little
we are,
run through.
yeah. We are planning on doing this regularly. We're probably going to try and maybe twice a month?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Something like pretty like semi often-ish. Maybe not every week. Maybe every I don't know.
Maybe.
If there's interesting things to talk about, maybe fuck it. We'll be like, we're gonna cut our Saturday stream short and then we'll continue
There's
on with
always
whatever.
interesting things to talk about. You know what we didn't talk about today that we were talking about in Discord that we didn't talk about today? Difficulty.
Oh
Accessibility.
yeah. That's a
yeah,
whole
see,
lot.
we could totally do a whole episode on that.
Yeah. If anything, this is episode 0, getting our feet wet.
Yep. We're just trying to figure it out.
Mom and son.